Dear students, let me focus on John Keats' poem, Ode on a Grecian Urn today. You know, John Keats is a very well-known romantic poet, the youngest of the romantic cult. And you know that he is a very promising and a prolific poet. Memorable poetry has been given as a contribution, literary contribution to the world. And this particular poem is focusing on the great art produced and presented by Greek people to the universe. Greece is almost a place, a capital, where the total history is enriched. The art is made jubilant by the Greek people ever since the inception of the human beings on the earth. And this particular poem, Ode on a Grecian Urn, is in archaic English style, a little bit confusing in the beginning, but if you go into the depth of the poem, definitely you will enjoy it. So let me have the reading of the poem first, and then I will go for the first stanza. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou faster child of silence and slow time, sylvan historian, who canst thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. What leaf-fringed legend haunts about thy shape of deities of mortals are both the Tempe or the tales of Arcady. What men or gods are these? What maidens loath? What mad pursuit? What struggle to escape? What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? So this is the first stanza, and you can make out that there is the use of archaic English in the first stanza or all through the poem. Thou still unravished bride of quietness. He is talking to the Greek art. He is talking about the Greek art. He is commenting that Greek art is an unravished bride of quietness. Unravished bride means untouched, pure, sacred. And he is also calling it as the foster child of silence and slow time. Look at the uses of that word slow in connection with time. Time is not slow, it is not faster. But the poet feels that it is going slow in case of Greek art. It goes very slowly and it remains forever, and it introduces the riches of the Greek art to the whole universe. And he is also talking about a historian, and he is called a sylvan historian in the third line, who canst thus express. Look at that, canst. The word canst means he cannot, in the modern English, he cannot thus express the total velocity, the total riches, the abundance of the greatness of the Greek art. And he also says, the poet says, John Keats says, a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme. It is a flowery tale, he says. It is a beautiful tale. Flower, you can understand, there is a wonderful, emphatic imagination infused into the poetry by that use of the word flowery tale, more sweetly than our rhyme. You know, the poet creates rhyme in his poetry, but it is even sweeter than the poet's rhyme created by the poetic imagination, and that is why it is a flowery tale, he says. And look at the next line. What leaf-fringed legend haunts about thy shape? He's talking about the fringe of the leaf, and it is leaf-fringed legend, he says. Look at that beautiful expression of deities and mortals. Of deities and mortals means of immortals and mortals. You know, deities cannot die, so that is why they are immortals. And we die, and that is why we are mortals. Or of both. It is telling the saga of the both mortals and immortals. And in Tempe or Dale of Arcady, you look at the mention of the places where the civilization of Greece has produced, has developed, has grown, and has become an exemplary imagination, an exemplary culture to the whole universe. He is talking about Tempe or the Dales of Arcady. Dales of Arcady means, or the valleys of Arcady hill area in Greece. And what men and gods are these? He is expressing his wonder about the men and gods of the Greek people, Greek land, and what maidens loath. Maidens, look at the use of that word loath in connection with maiden, and what mad pursuit. This is an extraordinary interpretation of the human pursuit. Man is not limiting himself to his own self, and he is going even beyond his possibility, his imagination, his reach, and that is what exactly is being expressed there in this particular question. What mad pursuit and what struggle to escape. It is a struggle to escape from the routine, the cycle of life, the cycle of life, birth, living, and after a few years or a few years of existence on this world, we depart from the world, and it is an attempt, a struggle always for the escape. Escape means going even beyond permanently from this life cycle. That is also mentioned. There is a touch of philosophy, a philosophical bent of mind, as far as the poet John Keats is concerned here. What struggle to escape? Look at that question. We people struggle a lot in the life, and we always struggle to escape from this life. Life beyond life he is talking about. Life even away from the possibility of our living, our existence upon this universe. What pipes and timbrels? He is talking about the music that is created by the bagpipers, and he is also talking about the music that is created by timbrels. And what wild ecstasy. Look at this extraordinary question. It is for him a wild ecstasy, a great ecstatic feeling because of the wonderful, superior, supreme art that is produced by the Greek artist. That is questioned. At the same time, there is a sort of worship in the mind of the poet about the Greek art. It is almost a pinnacle of art, the zenith of art, the highest possibility of art that is produced by the human beings upon this universe. So this is the first stanza. And look at the second stanza. There is a wonderful quotation in the very beginning of the second stanza. I will go through the stanza first and I will come to the interpretation later. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, his soft pipes play on. Not the sensual air, but more endeared pipe to the spirit, ditties of no tone, fair youth beneath the trees. Thou canst not leave thy song, nor even can those trees be bare. Bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss, though winning near the goal yet. Do not grieve, she cannot fade, though thou hast not thy bliss. Forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. Look at the first line of this second stanza, and definitely it is most oft quoted statement all over the world. Look at that beautiful line that is created by John Keats in the very opening of the second stanza. Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. We listen to the song. It is melodious. When we listen to the song that is melodious, it is sweet, of course. Look at the use of the positive degree in the beginning. But it is heightened, it is elevated to the next level. And look at that. But those unheard are sweeter. Look at the use of the comparative degree in the second part. Heard melodies are sweet, unheard melodies are sweeter. the melodies which are to be heard by us in the future. They are sweeter because there is a sort of expectation. There are a number of speculations about the future of listening to a melodious song, and that is why heard melodies are sweet, but unheard melodies are sweeter. You can underline, my student, I appeal you people to underline those two lines. They are very beautiful, very beautifully composed. At the same time, they contain a great deal of a sort of measurement about the joy that is created by the melodious song. Heard melodies are sweet, unheard melodies are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes. Ye soft pipes means, once again, he is mentioning about the pipes which produce beautiful music, and he is requesting those soft pipes to play on. You just go on, keep on playing, he says, not to the sensual ear, not to the ears outside, but more endeared. It is talking about the sense within, or the sensuous attitude within, and that is to be endeared by your soft pipes. You keep play on, pipe to the spirit of ditties of no tone. He is also mentioning about the ditties here, and no voice outside. That is why no tone, he says, but it creates the vibrations of the music within, and that is expressed here in the third line. Look at the next line, fair youth. There is the picture that is drawn about the fair young men, young boy and a young girl, and beneath the trees, there are trees. Under the trees, there is a pair, or even many pairs for that, and they are fair youth beneath the trees. Thou canst not leave. You can't just leave because you are made permanent because of that capacity, because of that strength, because of that glory of the Greek art. He says, thy song means your song, never ever can those trees be bare under which you are sitting, O pair. Those trees cannot be bare, they cannot be stripped. They cannot be stripped of all leaves. They are permanently green because it is an art that is created, the permanent living, permanent entity even of trees. If it is the case of trees, what is the case of those beautiful pair, beloved lovers? They are even more permanent than those trees or the leaves which are green for a long, long time. And bold lover, never canst thou kiss, he said in the next line. They are coming so close, lover and beloved, they are to be kissed. They are going to kiss. They are in the motion of kissing, but they have not kissed yet. So that is why the poet says, O bold lover, never canst thou kiss. Never canst thou kiss means you cannot kiss. You cannot. It is not possible because, they have come so close together, but they have not touched. Their lips are not touched. Those lips are apart. Those lips are a little bit further away from each other. They have not kissed yet. So that is beautifully picturized. And then, though winning near the goal, yet do not grieve, she cannot fade, that thou hast not thy bliss. Never canst kiss, thou kiss, though winning near the goal, yet do not grieve, she cannot fade. Though thou hast not yet thy bliss, forever wilt thou love. You will be loving forever, the poet says. You will be loving and loving forever, and she will be, that beautiful beloved will be always fair. Always fair means she is always beautiful, and her beauty does not fade. The beauty that does not fade cannot be possible in the world. Beauty has to be fade off, and it will be, it is quite vulnerable. by the attack of the time, but the poet does not accept it. And he says, she is always fair, and he will be always loving her, and those trees will not be bare, and he will never be able to kiss because you have come so closer, and closer, but you have not kissed.